Branson looks like theaters, pancake signs, lake roads, and a giant ship got tossed in a blender. Then someone asked you to plan. This video keeps the fun and cuts chaos. You'll get Silver Dollar City, Table Rock Lake, and Dogwood Canyon in an order that keeps you from bouncing all over town. The plan gives you a downtown day, theme park day, lake day, and Ozark finale, with a timing tip saved for the end. Stay around Highway 76 or Thousand Hills for the easiest first-timer base. Choose Table Rock Lake or Indian Point for Silver Dollar City and quieter evenings. Branson isn't a compact walking city. A car or rideshare helps. Walk only in pockets like downtown, the Landing, and parts of 76. Use Sparky downtown. And remember, Branson Landing has free parking at both ends. Day 1. Historic downtown, Lake Taneycomo, Branson Landing, and a classic first night. Give Day 1 a soft start. Branson gets much easier once you understand where the downtown side ends, where the lakefront begins, and why you shouldn't chase every bright sign on the first afternoon. This is your arrival and orientation day. You're going to eat breakfast downtown, walk the older part of town, move into Branson Landing, then finish with one classic show instead of trying to prove you can conquer the whole city before bedtime. Start at Farmhouse Restaurant. It fits this morning because you can sit down, eat something familiar, and step straight into the downtown part of the plan without driving again right away. Keep the meal simple. Eggs, biscuits, pancakes, country potatoes, whatever gets everyone awake and friendly. Branson has bigger breakfast names, but Day 1 doesn't need a plate the size of a tire before you've even figured out the map. From there, stay around historic downtown Branson for a while. This part of town feels different from the giant theater corridor. You get smaller storefronts, local shops, old brick, Main Street traffic, and the kind of browsing that makes sense when nobody's in a rush yet. Don't turn it into a shopping marathon. Use it as a way to let Branson slow down for a minute before the louder pieces of the trip show up. Then drift toward Branson Landing and Lake Taneycomo. The change is quick. 1 minute you're in the older downtown blocks, then the boardwalk opens up and the water gives the day more room. Branson Landing can sound boring if someone describes it like a mall, so don't use it that way. Treat it as your lakefront walk with food, benches, shops, bathrooms, and easy parking close together. That matters on a first day when people are tired from the drive or flight and nobody wants a complicated plan. The fountain show starts at noon when weather allows, so catch it if your timing lines up. Watch it once, enjoy the fire and water, then keep the day moving. The mistake here is building the whole afternoon around one little show or wandering so long that you're tired before the evening. The Landing is useful because it gives you a simple first look at Branson without asking much from you. This is also the only day where the downtown trolley is genuinely helpful. Sparky can help you move around the downtown and Landing area, especially if you parked once and don't want to keep moving the car. Just don't mistake that for a full transportation plan. Once you leave this zone, Branson goes back to being a driving town. The nice part is Branson Landing has free parking at both ends of the promenade, so this day doesn't need to begin with a parking headache. For dinner, stay right where you are and go to Black Oak Grill. It's easy for the area, the menu is broad enough for mixed groups, and the setting keeps the evening from becoming another drive across town. This is the kind of dinner that lets you settle into the trip instead of checking your phone every few minutes to see if you'll make the next thing. For the night, pick one family-friendly show. The Haygoods are a strong first-night choice because the pace is lively, the production feels very Branson, and it doesn't require your group to sit through something too serious after a travel day. If your dates line up better with sight and sound, that can also make sense, especially for families who want a big stage production. Check the actual schedule before you lock it in because Branson shows change by season and by date. When the show ends, call the day done. That's the first real win of this itinerary. You've seen downtown, walked by Lake Taneycomo, eaten without making the plan messy, and had the first Branson night without stacking the schedule like a dare. Tomorrow is the high-energy day, and it goes much better when you don't arrive already worn out. Day 2. Silver Dollar City, the West Side, and one big Branson day. Day 2 is where Branson can either feel amazing or start testing everybody's patience. Silver Dollar City should be the center of the schedule, not one stop squeezed between 5 other plans. Treat this like the big day, because it is. You'll eat on the west side, get into the park early, stay flexible inside, and keep the evening simple enough that nobody ends the day arguing beside the car. Start at Steamy Joe Cafe. It's a useful west side breakfast stop because it puts you closer to the Silver Dollar City side of town and gives the morning a calmer start than fighting your way across Branson after a slow meal somewhere else. Coffee, breakfast, and a clear drive to the park are the priorities. This isn't the morning for a long breakfast unless your group has already accepted shorter park time. Silver Dollar City needs room in the day. Go in with a few priorities, then leave space for whatever your group naturally enjoys once you're inside. Some people care about rides, some want shows, crafts, snacks, or shops. Some children will suddenly become passionate about one random food stand and act like it was the entire reason for the vacation. Let the park breathe a little. You'll have a better day if you don't turn every path into a race. Arrive early and check the operating calendar before your trip. Silver Dollar City doesn't open every day year-round, and that one detail can wreck a loose Branson plan if you ignore it. For 2026 travelers, Thunderation is also in its farewell season, with its final day scheduled for January 2nd, 2027. If that coaster means something to you, make time for it. But don't let one ride swallow the whole day. The better park strategy is simple. Pick your top few things first, then let meals and breaks happen before everyone gets cranky. Sit down when the sun gets rough. Step into shops when the group needs shade. Don't wait until hunger turns into a committee meeting. Silver Dollar City has enough food and small stops that a break can still feel like part of the park. Lunch is easiest inside the park. Leaving for food sounds harmless when you're planning from home. Then parking, walking, re-entering, and gathering everyone turns it into a chore. Stay inside unless you have a strong reason to leave. This is also where the timing tip at the end matters most. The same park day can feel very different depending on month, weather, and whether you chose a weekday or a packed weekend. If Silver Dollar City is closed on your date, don't panic and rebuild the day with 10 attractions. Choose one main replacement. Titanic Museum gives you an indoor anchor. Aquarium at the boardwalk is better for families who need something visual and easy. Wonderworks or the Track Family Fun Parks can cover a weather day with kids or teens. Shepherd of the Hills is a good west side option if you still want the day close to this part of town. Pick one, maybe add a small second stop, then stop adding things. If the park is open and your group still has energy later, keep the follow-up gentle. Take a short drive toward Indian Point for a lake view, or skip the add-on completely and go eat. That's not losing value, that's keeping the trip from becoming a test of endurance. Branson has a lot to do, but the best 4-day version leaves space between the louder pieces. For dinner, go to Dana's Barbecue in Branson West. It fits the plan because you're already on that side, and it keeps you from dragging a tired group back through the busiest stretch just to eat. Barbecue also feels right after a park day because nobody has to decode a fancy menu. Order, sit, refuel, and let the day start winding down. Don't add a big show tonight unless your group is unusually energetic. You already gave Silver Dollar City the time it deserves, and that's enough. If you're staying around Indian Point, the ride back is short. If your hotel is in central Branson, take the slower drive and ignore the temptation to squeeze in one more attraction. Day 3 is your lake reset, and it'll feel much better if you arrive with some energy left. Day 3, Table Rock Lake, Dewey Short Visitor Center, Lakeshore Trail, and an easier reset. By the third morning, you've earned a quieter day. This is where Branson stops feeling like a line of signs and starts feeling like a lake town in the Ozarks. The plan is simple enough to enjoy, but it still gives you a real route. Breakfast first, then Dewey Short Visitor Center, the Table Rock Lakeshore Trail, and a choose-your-own middle of the day around the water. Start at Hungry Hunter. It's the right kind of breakfast for this day because nobody needs to sprint out the door, but you still want a solid meal before walking by the lake. This is a good morning for eggs, cinnamon rolls, chicken fried steak, or whatever your group considers vacation fuel. The lake day should start with everyone fed and nobody pretending a granola bar is enough. Go next to Dewey Short Visitor Center near Table Rock Dam. It's free to visit, and it gives the lake more meaning before you walk beside it. You can learn about Table Rock Lake, the dam, the White River watershed, and the habitats around the area without turning the morning into a classroom trip. Give it enough time to look around, use the facility, step outside, and take in the view. From there, walk the Table Rock Lakeshore Trail. The full route is about 2.25 miles between Dewey Short and State Park Marina. But you don't have to treat it like a challenge. Walk the part that fits your group. The path is friendly, the water views are easy to enjoy, and the whole thing feels like the opposite of yesterday's theme park crowds. Bring water, wear shoes that can handle a proper walk, and avoid starting during the hottest part of the day if the forecast looks rough. The mistake on day 3 is trying to turn Table Rock Lake into a complicated boating plan when your trip doesn't need it. If you want the marina feeling, continue towards State Park Marina and look around. If the group wants sand and a swim, use Moonshine Beach. It's the public sandy beach choice near Branson, which makes it useful and straightforward. If you'd rather keep moving without committing to a beach stop, spend time around Table Rock State Park and let the day stay loose. Moonshine Beach is best when the weather is warm and people actually want to sit by the water. State Park Marina is better if you like docks, boats, and that busy lake vacation feeling for a short stretch. Table Rock State Park is the easiest middle choice if you want trees, water, and a slower drive without making the day too planned. Any of those can fit. Trying to force all of them is where the day loses its point. If rain shows up, protect the reset instead of replacing it with chaos. Titanic Museum or Aquarium at the boardwalk can become the indoor anchor, especially for families. Choose one indoor backup and let the rest of the day stay simple. Branson has plenty of backup options, but your third day should still feel easier than your second. For dinner, go to the Keeter Center at College of the Ozarks. It gives the evening a proper sit-down feel, and it has more story behind it than another quick meal near the Strip. The restaurant is part of the college's educational program, so the meal feels connected to the place, rather than dropped into the itinerary for convenience. It's also a nice shift after barbecue and park food. Keep the night quiet. If the weather is kind, take one last look toward the lake or the hills before going back. Don't search for another big attraction because the night is still young. That sentence has caused many tired vacation arguments. The final day goes farther out toward Dogwood Canyon and Top of the Rock, so protect your patience now. Day 4. Dogwood Canyon, Top of the Rock, and a final Ozark view. The last day should pull you away from the busiest Branson energy. You've done downtown, the park, and the lake. Now give the Ozarks the final word. Start early, keep the plan clean, and avoid turning the day into a farewell tour of every attraction you skip. Begin at Branson Cafe on Main Street. It's a strong final breakfast because it brings you back to the older side of town before the day opens out into bigger scenery. Order something classic, keep the pace comfortable, and don't overthink it. You've got more driving today, so breakfast should help the plan, not delay it. Drive out to Dogwood Canyon Nature Park while the morning still feels fresh. The park covers 10,000 acres, and even if you only see a small slice of it, the scale changes the mood of the trip right away. You get clear water, bridges, bluffs, waterfalls, paved paths, wildlife areas, and enough room for everyone to stop staring at attraction signs for a few hours. Choose the Dogwood Canyon version that fits your group. Walking is good if you want a slower morning and don't mind being on your feet. Biking lets you cover more ground. A guided wildlife tour makes sense if you want the scenery without constantly deciding where to go next. This is managed nature, which is part of why it belongs on the itinerary. You get outdoor beauty with enough structure that most travelers can handle it. The big mistake here is arriving late and pretending the park will still feel peaceful. Check tickets, reservation needs, heat, walking distance, and shoes before you go. Dogwood Canyon is too good to rush through with half the group annoyed and one person wearing sandals that were clearly chosen for a restaurant, not a trail. Keep lunch simple. Eat at Dogwood Canyon if the timing makes sense, or plan a light stop that doesn't drag you far from the route. Save the stronger meal for the evening. After the canyon, shift toward Top of the Rock in Ridgedale. This is your final view day, so don't bury the view under too many extra plans. At Top of the Rock, decide what you actually want before you arrive. If Dogwood Canyon was your big outdoor activity, make Top of the Rock easier. See the overlooks, take your time, and leave space for dinner. If the morning was lighter, add the Lost Canyon Cave and Nature Trail by electric cart, or spend time in the ancient Ozarks Natural History Museum. Both can be good, but doing everything after a full morning can turn the finale into a shuffle from one entrance to another. Check current ticket and parking details before you go, because Top of the Rock is one of those places where casual planning can surprise people. Also, give yourself enough daylight. The whole point of ending here is the view, and that view deserves better than a rushed arrival with everyone asking where dinner is. For the final meal, choose Osage Restaurant if you're staying at Top of the Rock through the evening. It gives the trip a proper send-off, with a view over Table Rock Lake and a setting that feels different from the rest of Branson. Keep the focus on the meal, the hills, and the last look across the water. If Osage is booked or the timing feels too tight, return to town for local flavor Branson and keep the ending simple. End with the view, not another activity. That matters. Branson is full of one more thing, one more show, one more stop, one more sign trying to win your attention. But by now, the trip has already done what it needed to do. You've seen the older town, the lakefront, the big park, Table Rock, and the Ozark scenery beyond the strip. Let the last evening breathe. Here's the timing tip from the start. The best version of this 4-day Branson trip is usually late April into May or mid-September into late October. The Silver Dollar City planned for a weekday when you can. Those windows give you a better shot at pleasant walking weather, lighter crowds, and a trip that doesn't feel swallowed by summer traffic. Spring brings park events and green hills. Fall brings cooler evenings and better lake views. Keep the order simple. Downtown first, Silver Dollar City second, Table Rock third, Ozark scenery last. That route gives Branson room to surprise you, and it keeps the trip fun instead of frantic.